Locabroli69.
Alright, what's up, guys?
What'd you do?
Before I even get into this, man, I know that all these videos are late. Been playing a lot of Destiny, been doing a lot of other stuff, getting my company off the ground, haven't had time to do
So I
any
have
of
the
this shit.
Linus Perfect deck, plus I have the
Leviathan raid.
Marcher beat.
Most people have beaten it by this point. A lot of people running prestiges, stuff like that. So I'm just going to go through these videos for people who specifically like to hear my explanation, like people that I raid with and stuff like that. You know, some of my younger siblings are playing this game now. So anyway, without further ado, when you first land in, you have a couple of little things to do, jumping around and stuff like that. There's also a part completely underneath the Leviathan, as far as like secret chests, and there's this huge like labyrinth. I'm not going to get into that shit. There's plenty of YouTubers out there who have done comprehensive videos. So the keys that you get at every the finish of every encounter in the Leviathan, you have to go find the chests in order to get the extra loot. It's garbage, though. Like, literally all you're going to get is tokens that you can turn into the vendor for randomized loot from the raid. It's nice now because it's actually, you know, level appropriate-ish. But, I mean, I don't know. I have a love-hate going on with Destiny right now. They have a lot of work to do, and obviously that's the general consensus. I'm not going to do a whole video of, like, fuck Bungie and all this bullshit, because that's not the case. Like, they're working on the game, they're having some issues. I mean, obviously, I think their biggest problem is that they fucking shook the hand with the devil, which is Activision, because Activision's just terrible. Anyway, all that shit aside, I'm trying to, like, cram everything together, because I haven't done any videos. Basically, this is the Castellium. It's the encounter that you have to do at the beginning, and then in between every single encounter, unless you know the keys, you know, the secret combination to do with, like, levers on the wall and stuff like that, to be able to do, get in between sections without having to redo this. So basically, in the Castellium, you've got three platforms. There's Dog, Sun, and Chalice, and those three symbols, along with other symbols, are going to be very important through every encounter in this raid. Basically, there is a standard, which is just basically a big staff with like a circle in it, and it's got a symbol. Well, when you find, if you look right now at that platform right in front of you, there's one of the invisible things right there. Basically, once you kill the big guy, you kill enough dudes, the yellow guy comes out, kill that guy, you'll see that the standard shows up. You pick that up, and then you take it over to the platform where everybody is standing, and you'll be able to tell because it'll be glowing on the ground. And that also tells you what rotation it is. So the Leviathan does something different than any other raid that they've ever done. Basically, all of your encounters are complete. They're not random. They're in a rotation. So from the Castellium, you can either go to the Royal Pools, which is where we go because this is week one of the raid. Then that's how old this video is. Or you can go to Gauntlet, or you can go straight to Pleasure Gardens. So it's not random, like I said, but it's a rotation, so you never know what you're going to get them until you go in there, blah, blah, blah. So basically, you pick up the standard, you shove it in the hole. You're going to have to do that 2 more times, and basically the symbol will light up on the platform that you're holding, and that will tell you which platform you need to go to pick up the standard, to kill the big dude, get the standard, bring it back. Once you do that 3 times, you're done. The only other thing of note in this is that there are scions. You can see one, maybe not. Yeah, right here. So there's going to be one right in front of me, slightly to the right. And basically what those are is they will give all of the yellow guys that are coming after the standard, they'll steal it, and then you have to keep fucking going over and over again until you complete it. Well, the Scions, they have a immunity shield, and they're also ethereal, so you can see through them. You have to run into their bubble and melee them. This also becomes important later in the raid. But when you drop that Scion, you're going to get rid of all the other immunity shields, and then your team can kill the stabber, whatever they call it, standard relinquishers. There, I just killed a Scion. That's pretty much it. Drop Scions, protect the fucking plate, kill everything, have 2 guys go out, kill the big guy, grab the standards, bring him back. Boom, I'm done, listen to the fight.
There's another healing buff. Where? What side? Far? Alright, I'm coming. Everybody else stay. Yes, I'm using mana war. Let's go, Hurries. I got you.
Guardian down.
Oh, someone walked my.
Come on, guys. We're coming up with the last banner.
We're good.
Good shit.
Immune over there, right side. Right. Scion.
Alright. Right behind where we just were, guys. Go up.
Oh, we already looted that one, that's right.
Yeah.
I got 2 legendary.
Alright, so if your next part is the Royal Pools, this is what it looks like. It's a big bathhouse room. All the water's poison. You got to grab that orb to get the buff. Basically, on the right side of the room, you have 2 platforms. On the left side of the room, you have 2 platforms, and then you have 1 in the middle. Now, the buffs will allow you to not die in the water, but you have to stand on the plates to make these chains that are right in front of me go down. And then when they go down, they lock into place. Once all 4 platforms are locked, the 2 on the right, 2 on the left, you go back to the middle, and there's these urns that are full of like purple goo, and you got to shoot those. So it's basically a small rotation and a DPS check. That's all this fight is. Every time that you land on a plate, there's going to be a timer, and a bather's going to come out. It's basically a big cabal, butt-ass naked, with some cleavers. And you fuck them up with a sword, whatever you got to do. But the point is to have somebody on the plate at all times. So if you look, I will kill this guy and then hop on my plate and wait for the other guy to show up before I can run, but see, he was already coming. So like you don't have to be on the plate 100% of the time, but you want that lag to be very minimal. Then you go back to the middle, renew your buff, and then go relieve the guy on the bottom. So basically, there are 2 teams of 3 continually rotating and killing the bathers and just continually rotating. That way everybody has the buff. So basically, on one side, and you can just mirror it on the other, you got bottom left, middle, and then top right. So the middle is going to go straight to top right, relieve him. Then top right is going to go to middle, then back down to bottom left, relieve him. Then bottom left is going to go to middle to top right, and then top to middle to bottom to bottom to middle to top. It's just a fucking triangle circle jerk. Keeping the fucking buffs up, killing the bathers, then we all run to the middle. You have to stand on the plate to do damage. You're gonna pop a couple supers, rotate them. Hey, I'm out of a super, I can't kill bathers. You know, then somebody else pops one. Meanwhile, you're doing damage. We've noticed that Merciless does a lot of damage. Cold Heart does a lot of damage. We did it with Rat King once, which was effective, but I don't think it's in the meta anymore. I hardly see anybody using that gun, even though it was the tits the first week. So here you see me clearing, everybody's shooting the fucking urns, and then eventually you're going to run out of a buff. You got to get out of the middle, and there will be a Scion that shows up right on top of you. He has to die with a melee, and then there's another floating Scion that shows up, and you have to shoot him. Then as soon as the buffs are all gone, everybody goes back to their plates, picks up their buffs, starts over, rinse and repeat till it's over. Make sure the Scions go down or they will wipe you. That's really it, man. I mean, people fuck up on this all the time, and it is not that hard. Like, if you get into a raid group and they can't get past the Royal Pools, drop those motherfuckers like a bad habit, because they are not going to get through Callus. You know, and I hate to be that guy that's like, get the fuck out of here, you know, and if I go into a raid knowing that it's going to be casual or that I'm teaching people, I'm okay with wipes. But if I'm going in and I'm like, alright, everybody's done this, right? Yeah. Okay, everybody's good, right? I don't have to explain shit, we can just go in? Yeah. And then people start fucking up, you know what, man? Get the fuck out, because that's exactly what I'm going to say. And, you know, honestly, if you play with us on PSN, you can ask any of the guys. I will kick people the fuck out of the raid in a heartbeat if it's a serious raid and they fucking constantly screw up. I'll give them like 3 tries and then your ass is gone. Because this stuff it's not that hard, man. I mean, we came in here, we fucking one-shot this, and this was, I think this video is from week 2, so we had only completed it 1 time before that. This fight is not that hard. I mean, anyway. So, the other thing that I would like to say is that there are res tokens in this raid. I should have said that before, but it doesn't activate until you get into either Royal Pools, Pleasure Garden, or Gauntlet. But basically, the way that these tokens work is that when you res somebody, you lose your token, which means you can't res somebody, which means, as a team, per attempt, you only have 6 reses. Which you're like, oh my god, that's so easy. Dude, no it's not, because people will mess up all the time. You gotta make sure that people have tokens, and then when people are supposed to be in specific places, if they aren't there when, you know, if you're on the other side of the map and you're the only guy with a token and you have a guy go down, you're fucked, because you only have 25 seconds before team-wide wipe. So that's one thing to consider. And also, the strategy for this, they add an extra plate. And when you kill bathers, they drop pools that will take away your buff. Now that's prestige mode. I haven't actually done a prestige mode because I did it week 1 when it was broken as fuck, and the rewards were they weren't even an upgrade on the light cap. All they were was the same shit with purple chroma. So I was like, why the fuck should I do this? But I might go back and do it again just so I can see the strats and make videos and stuff like that. Anywho, that was part 1. Part 2, I'll be doing just here in a minute, and that'll get you, let's see here, Pleasure Gardens, which is the dogs, which is a lot of fun, and also the Gauntlet, which is equally fun. I will catch you guys later. Happy hunting, Guardian.
Oh, I just got the mob justice. Alright, guys.
Dude, look at this dude over here. You guys looking at this? Come back right here. Is this dude in front of you right here? You guys seeing him? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
He was on his head. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see that.
He was doing a headstand with his arms by his side, like he was for real, just pinned on his head, and it disappeared.
Like planking vertically?
Planking on top of his dome. Alright, here we go. Back out front.
We're waiting on Willie.
Sorry.
No, we're not. We're starting it. Let's go.
Starting what?
The fucking,
Castellium.
the Castellium again.
See, this raid's not horrible, it's just doing the process.
Yeah, compared to all the other ones, though,
This next one's gonna be a
it's
motherfucker.
very, very simple.
These cheese nachos is on fire though.